See, in the in Dhammapada, Buddha said, you see, there is no birth, even death. Anyone who knows that there's no birth and death, this concentration, so this realization, I would say, is not difficult to find. Kyewa tane chijur yang, kyewa mede chimeber, hange sheber jurai, ding 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 nye ga. So you see, we taught it. There is no real birth. There is no real death. It's appear to our hallucinated mind as we believe. So a person who knows there's no such thing, then not difficult to find the concentration, the realizations, the emptiness, and from that, then it achieves great insight and so forth. You remember last night, you see, I tried to show basically my Guru's blessings, kindness. Not that I realized, but the Guru's blessings, kindness. So, you see, what is the I that is existing? What is the false I? You see, you got to think it. What is the false I? Besides, in this last night, so you see, created by your mind, by ignorance. By ignorance, past habit, ignorance from beginningless rebirth, ignorance holding truly existence, like ignorance on the mental continuity, and that decorated that is decorated. First, second, that the mind focuses on the value-based aggregates, then that mental is the merely imputed I. So, next second, it appears back to, because you are not Buddha, you are a sentient being, having removed completely the imprints, negative imprint like by ignorance. So, not even Arya being, Arya Bodhisattva, or Arya, the kind of illiberal path, Arya being, Bhagavad Arya being, the illiberal path, neither that nor Bodhisattva. So, of course, didn't even realize the truth. So the imprint, what the eye, what appeared, so the has eye, what's been imprinted by the mind, and then you see projected by the ignorance, hallucination that truly existent or existent from outside, existent by nature, or the real one, projected, decorated there on the middle level eye. See, they put this decoration or projected in the middle level eye. So merit to exist from its own side, not middle level by mind, not middle level by mind, existing from inside. Create the hallucination. You created the hallucination. I mean, yes, your mind, ignorance. So, you see, so extremely clear. You see, it is not there. Never exist, even size of an atom. You see, it's very clear there. So something. You see, the real I is speaking to you. There is such thing. There is such thing. The real I speaking to you. Real human being is not there. You see, real I listening this to real Lama Zopa is not there. So, it's not there. See? So we need to elaborate. So this universal compassion sutra, real one, is not there. So as see, the mind, perceiver, the mind, the object, you, the whole thing, sense objects, and I mean the whole thing, everything real, all that. Just use the example. How you create the I. How many has your ignorance? You see, project hallucination, this a dream. See, this the I. It's just understand well, recognize well that, and then you similar to whole entire samsara nibbana. I mean the enlightenment. I mean everything. So it's a give example like that. So that we think eating dinner, but there's no dinner. There's no dinner. I'm not getting more in that, but I'm just talking the motivation, but that went, slipped out. Then you think you have real parents. You don't. There's no real parents. As there's no real I, there's no real parents. There's no real, you think you have real children. Oh, say, my children, oh, my son, my daughter, oh, you know. But you don't have. You don't have it. You don't have real children. You don't have real son, real daughter, you don't have real children. You don't, you don't have I have a real home, I have a real house. So you see, everything is real. Real bathroom, real kitchen, real, whatever you call all the different things. No, you don't. You don't. That's the realization. That's the truth, and realizing truth. But so you see, so you see, Buddha said in Dhammapada, Dala Puya Noriya Je, Cheba Namne Sabate, Dajan Dala Yemena, Buddha Noni Karasik. So, I have son, I have wealth, I have car, I have this and that. You see? I have son, I have wealth. Chivanan is sympathis. The child, the children, Chivanan, children think like this. This doesn't mean children, small body. Young age is not, child doesn't mean that. What we think child, no. The Chiva means who haven't realized the emptiness. Totally illusion mind. Totally, you see. Believes, realize that projected but from your ignorance, then whole real I mean the whole entire world of yours. Oh, you see, in thing of real. What did you really exist? Really believe everything you believe real. You understand? You're real. Then you ordered your attachment, the anger, ignorance, then you kill somebody, then you kill you know, all the time. You come all the time. So like that from beginningless rebirth. Can you imagine? From beginningless rebirth. Wow. So, and suffer. The result, over and over again, until up to now. So even we're born a human being, look how much suffering. And there are sufferings which you don't know. We think happiness, but not. Natural suffering change. And we don't know there's suffering. We think there's real happiness. Oh, that, even there's pleasure, but it's like that. So it's because $1 million, real $1 million, real $1 billion, you don't have even $1. You don't even real $1. You don't have it. Very strange. So what I was saying? No, Chiba, so means like me, you see, day and night, totally I believe in the whole hallucination as real, truth. Which is the truth? You don't believe. You don't think. The truth, you don't think it exists. The light doesn't exist. But which is the hallucination? The truth. For you, truth is all hallucination. The real, real I, real action. You know, the whole thing. So real. So all this illusion is real. Truth for you is like that. Total opposite. Total opposite. You understand? Life, you have to understand. You see, emptiness is something kind of emptiness, some kind of, how does that know? Some, how to say? Some kind of interesting words or something. No, there. You see, now we're talking about emptiness. Now you know what is real, what is not real. Yeah, that's the kind of say, it comes to that. So, you see, we have to meditate, realize. You see, you study so many words, but not meditate, not really meditate emptiness. So many words, like inventing computer, news, information, feeding the computer like that, you see. Some words, but not practice, no meditation. So then, you see, so it's very difficult to see benefit to your mind. You know, so just information, the computer, like that. So your mind is left somewhere else. You know, so subduing the mind is not there. And then, more you learn, even more pride. Kind of even the real I kind of stronger. Emotional I stronger. And then you see the pride. Oh, I know, Dharma, I know. You see, there's no benefit in sentient beings. There's no benefit to your mind. So, see, 집은 so, like you say, like I use myself example. This, from beginningless rebirth up to now, we've been chiba, child, believing all the illusions, truth, everything real, truth. Then the truth existing, I exist in my name, everything exists in my name. Don't think. It's hard to believe. Can't believe that. If you start to believe, it looks like doesn't exist. For your mind, doesn't exist. How is it possible? Doesn't. So that means that doesn't exist. So they can say. So this child, same as Lama Zopa, the Buddha talks in child. There's one Lama Zopa word, I don't remember. Like that, you see. Somebody was a child who didn't exchange ones for others. And so I cherish numberless sentiments, and so letting go others, then you let go the I, or you let go the I. Cherishing I is also all suffering. Only cherishing I is also all the happiness. So change what? So let go I, cherish others. So let go I, it's also all that happens. So then you see, so they who don't, living life, self-chasing thoughts, doing everything for your happiness, for your pleasure, for your doing everything. So if you are running a country, if you become king or prime minister or something, but doing everything for yourself, for your family, for yourself, doing everything for yourself. Even meeting, even work, everything for yourself to get money, power, all this. So anyway, Shiva, that's a child. So here, child. Shivanan is simple thing. The child thinks this way, I have son, I have wild, I have this, I'm glad, wow. So Shivanan is simple thing. Dajan Dalo Yamina, Pudang Noni Classic. Even there's no I. Even there's no even there's no I exists. How is possible? You have a son, you have a work. How is possible? There's no I. Even there's no I, do you understand? Is it the real I? What do you believe? Not. So how does you have real sun, real world? How is possible? You understand? Tajang Dala Yamena Podang Noni Classic. You have to meditate, you have to know this, you have to meditate. So real things which meditate all the time, see. You see the meditation, emptiness. It's not just kind of 1 second or kind of a few minutes, and all that. It's the whole life. We need to day and night have to live the mind in that mindfulness. Mindfulness, sitting, walking, busy life, but mind in meditation. mindfulness. Busy life, busy working, whatever you're doing, singing or dancing or whatever you're doing, but it's a mind meditation, mindfulness. The illusion, all this real illusion, looking at it, illusion as it is illusion. Looking at it empty as it is empty. Truth. And is it only a problem? Was it only a problem? What will help? You see, the problem with the husband, problem with the wife, children, I mean, with all things, any friend. What will really help is this? But you don't think. Your mind is so much overtaken by a problem. Can't remember, never think of emptiness, even if you have studied. Your mind is totally overtaken by a problem. So only you think the only problem. Don't think that. Even you study emptiness, you don't think. It's like this, very strange. See? If this is really what helps you, what frees you from problem, this. But because mind's overtaken by problem so much, you see? Like that emptiness like doesn't exist. And then pleasure. One has pleasure, one has so much pleasure, also no occupied by that. No time to think of emptiness, even you have started. Like that. And so if you don't have even there's no I, that real I is what you believe, what appears to what you believe, the way it appears to what you believe, all the day and night, from beginning to not that. So how can you that you have real sun, real world?